This video is long overdue. I was supposed to did this video once I did Stockholm Syndrome and cognitive dissonance, but this video it ties in with those disorders, because Drapetomania is the opposite of those two, especially Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome is the making excuses for your oppressor, and Drapetomania is the yearning to get away from your oppressor. I'm driving right now. I won't be able to pull the definition up until I get to the job's parking lot. But what I can speak on right now is a Facebooker, a white woman, a white woman made a post. It wasn't derogatory, and she didn't mean anything cynical or not cynical, but she didn't mean anything condescending or rude. But she was talking about Kareem Gaines when Kareem Gaines was assassinated by the Baltimore Police Department. She said that because in the media they were saying that she had a mental illness, and this is what they used to rationalize killing her. That she had a mental illness, and the quote or the statement that the white woman made said something along the lines of she didn't suffer from a mental illness, and if she did suffer from any mental illness, it was Drapetomania. And I'm gonna pull the definition up in a minute. I'm like a few seconds away from the job, but in my own words, Drapetomania is a person wanting to get away from their oppressor. This was a disorder that a mental disorder that was given to slaves so that slaves could stay on the plantation. Imagine someone telling you that you have to be a slave here, and you trying to get away from slavery is a disease. You're crazy for trying to run away, and that it been tying in with cognitive dissonance, and it tying in with cognitive dissonance. Hold on. Okay. It tying in with cognitive dissonance. You can see not cognitive dissonance, but the Stockholm Syndrome. The Stockholm Syndrome is created once they're told this, and they are given like incentives or special privileges for returning to the plantation and, getting their lashes from massa. Bear with me, I'm pulling the definition up. Okay, bear with me, I had to put my recorder on pause. But yeah, I was giving my definition for what I believe Drapetomania to be. They meant for it to be something derogatory, something to keep us on the plantation by telling us you running away from your slave master is not right. It's a mental disorder, and this kept the slave on the plantation, thus creating the Stockholm syndrome. And the way that the Stockholm syndrome works in this fashion is by the incentives that are given when that slave has returned to the plantation. Yes, he's beaten, but the master gives him this stupid ass excuse for why he had to whoop him, to whip him or whatever. And that that becomes the slave's reason for rationalizing what the oppressor does to them. Massa loves me. I was wrong for running away. I never run away again because I'm treated better here in America. And it goes to what Malcolm X, his what is it? His speech or his lecture concerning the house Negro and the field Negro. And the house Negro was the one who says, if master's sick, I'm sick. Basically there's this dependency on the oppressor. Okay. And Malcolm X said, he also said something along the lines of, if you go to the house slave and say, let's run away, he's gonna say, where are we gonna go? Nobody is gonna treat us better or treat us as good as our master treats us here. America is a plantation. Okay, America is a plantation. The way that the system is designed, it is designed to be covert? To be a covert plantation. Understand, the South played a major impact on the globe. Okay, even today, as far as music is concerned, there's no music better than the music from the South now. Everyone wants to have the trap sound. That the trap sound started in Atlanta. The South has the South has the monopoly on fashion, the whole bit, everything that has to do with society, it all stems from the South. And just like it is today, that is how it was back during the slavery times. But the impact that the South had on the world is how to run its political system, its courts, uh, its judicial system, its, all of that is ran the same way that the South was ran. The oppression that people are getting around the world, they're feeling what Africans felt for 400 years in slavery here in America. Okay, I got the definition pulled up here. Drapetomania was a conjectural mental illness that in 1851, American physician Samuel A. Cartwright hypothesized to cause black slaves to flee captivity. It has since been debunked as pseudoscience and part of the edifice of scientific racism. Now, if they say this last part, it says that it had been debunked as a pseudoscience. I'm gonna deal with that first. It was okay. It was debunked as a pseudoscience because the reason that it was debunked as a pseudoscience is you cannot put a label on someone who wants to be free. That's my analysis of why it would have been labeled as a pseudoscience. It's not something that I've researched, but if I had any say in the matter, that's what I would believe. I would believe that I would believe that that's why it was that it was labeled a pseudoscience because the people did not want to put a label on persons who wanted to be free. Okay, I had to pause it. Sorry about that, but yeah. Even though that it is considered to be a pseudoscience, we can still use that today in our terminology, being sarcastic and kind of condescending whenever we're talking to white people about our roles as those of us who are fighting racism and oppression here in America. A lot of white people, they don't seem to get it. I was just arguing with the guy in the comment section of a video that I did. Well, not a video I did, but a video that I posted where you had Ron, I forget Ron's last name, but he was debating Richard Spencer, and under that video, the guy told me that racism is non-existent, something to that effect, and that I'm fighting a ghost. When I told him that I was fighting racism, but that seems to be everyone's, a lot of people's position concerning racism. A lot of people's position concerning racism is that racism is non-existent and is something that was in the past. The KKK is still here. Okay, there are still sundown towns. Okay, but I brought that up to make a point about the cognitive dissonance that is created from that sentiment. The cognitive dissonance, or what happens is the status quo is created. The status quo says that the government is trying to, the government is sorry for what it did, and this is what it's doing. Okay? When we come and we show where the government is still has active racism, overt racism, they can't receive it, and that's when the cognitive dissonance is created. The cognitive dissonance comes from their rationalization for the information that we bring, and their emotions and their feelings towards the government. The government creates the opposition for us. Okay, our enemy just isn't those of us who are conscious. Our enemy just isn't the white man. Okay, our enemy consists of anyone who has a European programmed mind. You know, it's just like the Matrix. It's just like the Matrix. But, you know, with that being said, with that being said, I'm going to go off into the next portion of this last sentence that says, part of an edifice of scientific racism. Okay, so with hearing scientific racism, for them to speak of scientific racism, you're saying that there's a branch of science that is solely that holds racism. How is that possible for there to be a branch of science called scientific racism? What sciences are out there that promotes racism? You see, and some white people will say, about them coming from caves, and being Neanderthals and whatnot. But we didn't say that. That wasn't our information. This was some information your people wrote. Okay, why am I to argue with the person about where they come from? If you tell me that you're from Shreveport, and why would I have a debate with you about where you say that you are from? Okay, but it is what it is. And I hope that black people get this, get that, what I just said, about why argue with someone about where they're from. We're always in constant debate with each other concerning topics that aren't beneficial to our liberation. We as black people, if we are serious about being conscious, if we're serious about being free and trying to survive in this world dominated by white supremacy, we have to stop entertaining debates and arguments that aren't beneficial to our liberation. What does the deciphering of the Medunetta have to do with our liberation? Seriously, what does that have to do with our liberation? It has nothing. It has absolutely nothing to do with our liberation at all. Okay, that's just an intellectual masturbation competition. And if anybody gets involved in something like that, with no facts, just a bunch of information here and there, it's just like it's two niggas watching each other, jack off, and that's not something that we should be getting ourselves involved with. People can say what they want about Umar Johnson, but Umar Johnson's fighting the right fight, and he's getting a lot of black people backing him. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting for black children. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, you can say what you want about him. These are the people that I look at, and I set, they're the example that I set myself, behind. Not trying to veer off subject, but it all ties in. Drapetomania is if we want to use the term for ourselves in the way that the term was used for Sister Corrine Gaines, whenever they say that we have a mental disorder, like, yeah, I do have a mental disorder, and it's called Drapetomania. It's just like saying I don't know kung fu, but I know crazy, crazy, but if it fits, if it fits something that that you would want to say, it's by all means. But if if you feel like it doesn't suit you, then it doesn't suit you. Me personally, it's something that I've said in debates with white people. Whenever white people, they claim that those revolutionaries who stood up for what they believed in, and died for what they believed in, whenever they call them, insane or a mental case, say, yeah, they are. Your ancestors gave them a name for it. Corrine Gaines, Micah Johnson, and there was the shooter from Baton Rouge. Look his name up right quick. Gavin Long. So Corrine Gaines, Micah Johnson, and Gavin Long, they all fought a revolutionaries fight. And in this world where black people are dominated by a consciousness that says, or a mindset that says, every man for himself. That's not who we are as black people. When those people died, they've died, and it is our place to celebrate what they had done. It may sound crazy to you. It very well may sound crazy to you, but they set an example for people like myself. They're viewed as crazy, and things of that nature. No one could understand, what they were going through. They were fed up with the system, and that is how they chose to handle it. They're revolutionaries, and there'll always be revolutionaries in my eyes. They're revolutionaries, like Malcolm X. They're revolutionaries like the Black Panther Party. Okay, they're revolutionaries. Stokely Carmichael. They're revolutionaries in their own right, in their own. We should celebrate them. for what they had done. But yeah, all of our slain black brothers and sisters who stood up for their beliefs. Those black brothers and sisters who stood up against white supremacy, who said that I'm not going to take anymore. They're worthy. A lot of these so-called black conscious punks, who say that, they hate the white man and, they got guns for the white man and this, that, and third. A lot of them are building up followers just so that those followers could die for them. These people like Corrine Gaines, and this is a woman, and Gavin Long and Micah Johnson, they didn't need nobody else. All it takes is one. Those are the people that I'm willing to follow. I'm willing to follow those people and listen to those people who don't need an army, who's willing to make a change on their own. Okay? And if there's any militant, and that's militant minded, okay, especially in this day and time, you're trying to build up this army for what? And it's not like you got loyalists. You see what I'm saying? You want to be pro-black and you call yourself militant, and all you're doing is talking. And where's your loyalist? You can talk about how the room is packed whenever you give a lecture, but you better believe that that's why majority of those people are there. They could talk all day about how militant they are. If every city you go to is packed with 300 plus people, and their city is still in the same position that it's in from its inception, those people are not telling the truth. Those people are not militant, because there would have been some kind of change within their city council to affect their city. And they can say, oh, well, I'm from this city, I'm from that city, I'm from this. Y'all all in the same state. And all of y'all could change. And all of y'all could change your one city at a time. Each person's specific city or specified city, one city at a time within the same state. But no, all of y'all who calling y'all self militant are not militant. You just as scared as the person who's giving you the lecture. And a lot of y'all is so. A lot of these people who giving these lectures is just popular, and everybody just paying their money so that they can take a picture with this popular person. Okay, I don't deal with popular. Anybody who's I'm with you when you coming up, but as soon as you blow up, I'm gone. And that's not me, it's not out of, jealousy or anything like that, but you're going to need somebody to catch you when you fall. I don't want you to get me up to the top where you are and then you drop me. Nah, you're going to need somebody to catch you when you fall. Okay? And that's just like the whole purpose of this channel. The whole purpose of this channel isn't to gain subscribers. The only people that I have asked to subscribe to my channel personally, or friends and associates that I know that are like-minded, you know, who are looking for answers to a lot of the questions that I can't give, and I'm only the conduit of information. You know, I get them to the information that they have to get to. Other than that, if you want to subscribe, then fine. You know, a lot of many of the videos on my page are not monetized. You know, like I've got videos with close to 200,000 views. Neither one of those videos are monetized. Neither one of them. So this has nothing to do with money. This has nothing to do with popularity. I could care less. Because those of us who are militant minded, we don't need distractions. Okay? We don't need distractions. There's a common goal that all of us have to reach. And I'm gonna say this. Those of us, those conscious people who are truly militant minded, those black persons who are truly mentally minded and conscious, they could care less about another person's specified organization or organization that they choose to be, whatever umbrella they choose to be under. We can work together. Okay, if you are a Hebrew Israelite and you call yourself militant minded, we'll see when it comes down to my beliefs in your God and you knowing my beliefs in God. Are you willing to put your animosity towards my beliefs? Are you willing to put them to the side for us to work together against this devil? Those of you who are Moors, can we have a conversation without you correcting me every time I say black person or black people? You know, we can't continue to beef with each other over information. You know, and I got myself caught up in that in the beginning because I was all about religion. That's all I knew. But once I got into politics, I started seeing that religion is nothing but a game played by politicians. Okay? But you know, I had to say that because I'm tired of dealing with and seeing, all of this hatred between black people. It's a crab in a bucket type of thing. It's a crab in a bucket type of thing that where the white man doesn't even have to put his hand in it. He doesn't have to say a word. He doesn't have to move a finger. He already set things in motion. Religion. Okay, set it in motion. And that is the only thing that keeps black people from uniting. Religion is what keeps black people from uniting with each other. Okay? On a conscious level. Okay? But on a street level, we already know what keeps, black people separate in the streets, and it's deeper is much deeper than street gangs. Okay, it's much deeper than colors. Okay, I just heard this song by Wayne, reggae artist. You know, who used Capleton's beat to his song, but basically, I'm gonna try my best to paraphrase it. He said something along the lines of, I would rather see my people living in love than to see my people fighting and bathing in blood. Okay, when I listen to it again, I'm going to pick the title. I'm going to put that in the title of this video. Okay. We being conscious, those of us who are conscious, those of us who are militant minded, those of us who are getting on this social media site and spreading this information to people. Okay. We suffer from Drapetomania, but it's a good suffrage. I love this term that they came up with, because it's deep. It's deeper than just it's deeper than just giving someone a label. They use this. They created this word to keep us in bondage. They created this word to keep us in bondage. Okay. And we can use the word to show why we don't want to be kept in bondage. Okay, the reason that we fight is because we suffer from Drapetomania. The reason that we bang on this beast is because we suffer from Drapetomania. Okay, the only people on YouTube that I'm seeing doing this, I'm gonna leave their name in the comment section. The only people that I see, and these are people from the so-called conscious community. The only people that I see banging on the beast on a daily basis, I'm going to put their name in the description box. I think I said comment section. I'm putting the description box. And you're going to see for yourself. You're going to see for yourself who's the true warriors in the black community. The real black warriors in the black community are those of us who's letting you know what's going on in your community. You don't have to pay to come see us. We bringing the information right to you. Okay? So yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace, to the Nuwapian nation, peace to the Nation of Islam. Peace to the Nation of Islam. These are true militant minded people. You know what I'm saying? Militant minded organizations. And And hell, if I had a choice, man, these would be one of the two, organizations that I choose. There's no teachers. There's no teacher greater than Malachi Z. York and Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. There's no teacher greater than those two black men. I don't care what you say. When it comes to us organizing, as a race of people, these are the people to listen to. You can say what you want about Dr. York. You can say what you want about Louis Farrakhan. These men have people who are willing to die for them. I don't see that anywhere else. Okay. Drapetomania. I don't know if there'll be a part 2 to this video. But, I guess the part 2 will depend on the comments, below. But like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.